Go ahead and graph this one now. So 2 square root of negative x minus 3 is equals, it's going to do 2 square root negative x minus 3. Yeah. Wow, pretty. The second graph, that's going to give us the table. There's the errors that I want. I want those errors because that tells me where the graph cannot be. And it looks like I have some numbers that I could use, like -1, -1, 0, -3, -4, 1. So let's start plotting those. So I think we had a 0, -3. So let's put 0, -3 right there. I think I had a -1, -1. I think. Back up. Sorry, the calculator on this is not as easy to use as the other. -1, -1, and I got -4, 1. Here, and we saw from the graph that it just goes like this. Okay, your domain. Domain is going to be starting at negative x values over here, like -infinity, and stop right there at 0. So your domain is -infinity to 0. Your range. Your range is going to start, let me get rid of some, we can actually see what I wrote here. So your range looks like it starts at -3, and you can kind of see that on the table here as well. Looks like we have a -3, which is the lowest y value, and then the y values keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we will have a -3 brackets with infinity. You weren't sure about this domain the way I did it. I did -infinity to 0 is because 0 is the biggest number here. All these other numbers are smaller, smaller, smaller. So that's a -infinity. Okay, that's your domain and range and the graph. Let's keep going. Oh, I'm almost done. Okay, let's write a rule for what's going on for each one. Remember, my graph of square root of x always starts at 0, 0, but this time it looks like I went left 3 and down 5. I went left 3 and down 5. Well, the new function then must have gone left 3. In order to do that, I need a plus and not a minus. Left 3, but the down 5 was -5. My domain on this, well, my farthest left x value is -3. My most right x value is infinity. For the range, let's get rid of some of these markings here. For the range, kind of same idea. My lowest y value is -5. My highest end of bracket, my highest y value, well, there is none because it keeps going up, so infinity. Okay, can I just do the domain and range for B, because I love these ones. Any cube root will always have a domain and range of the same, -infinity to infinity, or you could do the double R if you want. And that one's thankfully easier. The graph always goes through 0, 0. And I have a 0, 0. It looks like the graph moved then. It looks like it moved left 1, and it looks like it moved down 2. Because that looks like where 0, 0 would have been. So let's move this left 1. So we'll have the cube root of x. To do left 1, we do +1 and not -1. And then down 2 is going to be -2 out here. And then finally, holy moly guacamole. Well, this is weird because usually the graph looks something like this, but now it's flipped. So since we have a flip over x, and since it looks like the graph still moved right 2 and up 4, well, let's see what we got here. So we're going to get the square root of something, but it's negative. Why is it negative? It's negative because of that guy right here, because of the flip over x. Negative. All right, we want right 2. So let's go and do right 2. Means that that's going to be x minus 2. The up 4 is going to be plus 4, and that's your new equation. Your domain. Well, we need the leftmost x or the rightmost x. The leftmost x is going to be 2. The rightmost x, well, there is no rightmost x because the graph keeps going, so that's infinity. The range, we need the lowest y value to the highest y value. The lowest y value looks like, again, the graph keeps going, dropping, so it looks like this is negative infinity, parentheses on infinities, and the highest y value looks like it's 4. Okay, and I believe, oh no, there's one more. Okay, let's finish up this. Cylindrical container of water has a volume of 190 cubic inches. That's good to know. Let's just do V equals 190 here. The radius R, so R is the radius, can be found by using this formula where V is the volume of the container and H is the height. If the radius is 3.5 inches, find the height. Okay, so what this part says is if R is 3.5, we need to know what H is. Okay, so let's go and use our formula here, and we'll probably need to use a calculator. We got 3.5 for R. So 3.5 equals the square root of, we have 190 over, and now we need to do pi times h. And actually that color coding is very weird now, so now I'm just going to erase this. All right, pi times h in there. We'll just put these in, well, we'll put h in green, and we'll put the pi in red because who doesn't like a red numeric pi? Okay, next. Now we're going to solve for h. And the way we solve for h is we have to get rid of this root, so we'll square both sides. So square, square. And we get 3.5 squared. I did on my calculator already. It's 12.25. Equals 190 over pi h. Now I'm ignoring the colors because now I'm just solving for h. Well, we can multiply by pi and h because we need to solve for h. But now I need to solve for h, so now these are gone. And now I'm going to have to divide by pi. So let me rewrite this here. I have pi h times 12.25, and that's equal to 190. Okay, so now to solve for h, I have to do h is equal to 190 divided by 12.25 pi. Okay, so that's my answer. The decimal value is 4.94 inches. So if you type this in your calculator, make sure you put parentheses on the denominator. So on your calculator, you should have parentheses here, and I believe I just said 4.94 inches. Okay, now the height of the radius is 10. Find the radius. Okay, so this time the height changes. Volume is still 190. Good to know. Good to know. So now we're going to do R is equal to the square root of 190 over pi. Let's do a red pi. And it looks like we have our height. Our height is 10. And that looks like we can just plug it into our calculator right away. This one I'll show you so that way you do it right on the test. Let's do the square root of, now we're going to do 190 divided by, notice I'm opening up parentheses now so the calculator knows what's my denominator, pi times, what was it? Pi times 10. Parentheses, and let's see what we got, 2.459. It tells me to round to the nearest hundred, so 2.46. And we have inches. All right, guys, I believe that's it. Thank you for watching these videos, and I hope they helped.